Donald Trump was just paraded around the Windsor grounds, which is, I believe, where the King and Queen of England live, like a baby, and he could not speak. He could not speak. And Gavin Newsom and England trolled him. They trolled him. Let's first get to the trolling, which I think is, to me, the most fun part. I'll tell you what, London understood the assignment. Here is just a bit about that.
It was a crush of protest, including images intended to provoke. 4 people were arrested for projecting a stinging 9-minute video montage onto the
By the way, they can get arrested for this because they don't have the First Amendment.
walls of Windsor Tower, laying out a timeline of allegations tying Donald Trump to pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
1997. Trump and Epstein are seen together at 2 Victoria's Secret parties and are photographed together at Mar-a-Lago. The same year, Trump gifts a book to Epstein with the dedication, "To Jeff, you are the greatest, Donald."
If you're watching this, can you please just leave a round of applause for whoever did that? They're gonna need it. I can't believe they got arrested for that. They're telling the truth. They're telling the truth. Here's just a little bit more of that. And then, as I said, Donald Trump was given a he was given a golden carriage ride, and many are saying it's like humoring a toddler. Now, normally for these things, you're doing it so the public can see you, but they just basically were like, hey, get in this golden carriage and we'll just take you around the castle grounds.
Chance for the King and the President to talk not only about the events that will come.
Gavin Newsom said Trump gets a warm Epstein welcome in the UK and shared this video of what I just showed you, which is that, you know, the Epstein files, the Epstein story follows him even there. This is it's so crazy. Someone wrote this, I don't mean to be rude, but riding around in a carriage in an enclosed private parkland is a bit like a Disneyland ride. Oh, the British are so polite. Surely the whole point of riding the King's carriage is the public procession. They are treating Trump as a toddler, and I fear the taxpayer paying for it. Thank you, Jane, for bringing some decency to political commentary. That this is embarrassing for all involved. They know how to play this man like a fiddle. Give him something special, and he's gonna run home and love you for it. Now, back at home, before we get to the speech, I just want to show you this because Donald Trump and the White House created a TikTok account, and it is not going well. Here, the top comments are like, Gavin Newsom is our voice. Trump is the worst president. You're the most corrupt president ever. And I don't know. I just thought you would enjoy that. Now, as I said, Donald Trump is currently giving a speech that he is having a hard time saying. Is it because he can't speak or he can't read or because of both? Regardless, here is what he said about he again will not shut up about this, but he teased about a third term.
It's a singular privilege to be the first American president welcomed here. And if you think about it, it's a lot of presidents, and this was the second state visit, and that's the first, and maybe that's going to be the last time. I hope it is, actually. But this is truly one of the highest honors of my life.
Yeah, well, I feel like, tell me if I'm crazy, the Constitution could not be clearer on this. You can only run 2 terms. Truly, I mean, you don't need a law degree to read the amendment and understand what it means. But that's what I thought about the Insurrection Amendment. And, well, we saw how that played out. So maybe this is silly, but I do have faith the Supreme Court will be like, you can't run. But then again, I do think if he wants to, he could play a game of chicken and we would be not in a great place. Regardless, Trump also said this.
I'll tell you that I just stood in line and shook about 150 hands. And the King knew every single person and every single company. And some of them had bad names like XYZ-Q3. And he knew every one of them, or at least I think he did, because nobody was complaining. I was very impressed with that. But
oh my God. The King is like, are you fucking kidding me? Look at him.
Z-Q3, and he knew every one of them, or at least I think he did, because...
Embarrassing for all involved. All right, Donald Trump, again, like I said, had a really hard time reading this speech.
In the finest tradition of British sovereigns. He's given his whole heart, everything he's got, to those parts of Britain that are beyond the realm of mere legislation. It's not easy, but which define its essence and its virtue, its harmony, and its soul in the finest tradition.
Yeah, it sounds like it's written by AI. I kind of feel like everything the Trump administration does is AI led because they're lazy people who aren't very bright. So they just prompt ChatGPT and they're like, write me a speech. And then you get something like this by a man who doesn't know how to read.
Those British sovereigns. He's given his whole heart, everything he's got, to those parts of Britain that are beyond.
It's really embarrassing. Back at home, Jerome Powell said that inflation is happening. So while Donald Trump is on his golden carriage ride, inflation is happening. It's here. Prices are getting more expensive.
Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.7% over the 12 months ending in August, and that, excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.9%. These readings are higher than earlier in the year as inflation for goods has picked up.
I gotta say, I know this is a Republican, but this is a crazy thing about politics. Jerome Powell, I trust this man. I trust this man to run the Federal Reserve. I trust this man to run the country. Now, this man could never win an election because in America, you cannot just be someone who's good at your job. You have to be someone who's also charismatic and everything else and be able to, say bullshit, defend yourself from bullshit. Someone like that, I don't think could win. Couldn't win a primary, let alone win Iowa. But we would benefit from someone like this running the country. That's an aside. Still, I trust him and I believe what he's saying. Prices are getting more expensive. I don't even believe him. I can just see things cost more than they used to. It's because of Donald Trump. So while Donald Trump's in London, things are starting to get more expensive here. And he is just playing make-believe with the King of England. All right, well, we're going to leave it there. If you like this video, please hit like in the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time.